The first few days back in the real world after a long weekend are always a little tough, so remember to take your time and celebrate the fact that you're not the MP who keeps saying businesses need to open up on public holidays but made snide remarks about businesses who chose to open up on Matariki. Or Stephen Miller Light here talking about deporting migrants involved in organised crime, standing for a party that had a pedophile as its president. Wow, I guess the Americanization of our Laws Act has been accused of by the Law Society on multiple occasions is really on the nose now. You're not the Prime Minister who's claimed for years that everything you've been doing while in power was to raise wages, only to be told that you failed so hard the OECD has recorded you as having led the worst wage growth on record while joining a far-right world leader on stage to finally know what applause sounds like, only to hear him thank you for the billions of dollars in investments you told the country wasn't what was meant by the agreement clause that said would give them billions of dollars in investments we don't have, while your government agrees that a blanket ban is bad if it's for crypto ATMs but ignores advice that says that a blanket ban is bad for social media for under 16-year-olds, and officials tell you that the targets that you set yourself on welfare and education are miles away from being achieved. And despite a grossly fawning piece about Australia's most famously racist MP and her adoration of Winston Peters in the newspaper, now owned by a Canadian oil billionaire, which he bought because he thought it was too woke before, your party didn't release a list of candidates that not only included some of the dumbest Twitter trolls in the country along with Voices for Freedom members and conspiracy theorists galore, they also misspelt the name of one candidate and made up a new electorate that doesn't exist for this candidate, who was part of the Wellington parliamentary protest and once co-signed a letter to the government demanding they never sign a pandemic cooperation treaty with the World Health Organization because of some idiotic belief it meant handing over sovereignty to the UN, which was never part of the proposed treaty to begin with. So, go out and make today a great one. And remember, this circus wants you to vote for them in November, and they changed the voting laws to make it harder to vote themselves out. So, the way to get rid of them is to make sure that you are enrolled in advance by October 25. So, head to vote.nz and check those details are up to date. Hello there, Kia ora podcast listeners. Sorry this one's a little late. I got in quite late last night. I don't know if you knew this, but there was a long weekend on in traffic coming back into Tamaki after a long weekend. It is crazy. It took us over an hour to get from the top of the Bombay Hills to the bottom of the Bombay Hills. So did not get home in time to do this video yesterday like I'd sort of been planning in my head while we were driving, because what else you can do while you're driving? So yeah, it was like plan, make it this morning, and then all sorts of things happened this morning. There was this weird audio thing, like a weird audio glitch that I've noticed in a few things that for some weird reason puts everything out of sync by a couple of seconds, and it's pissing me off, and I don't know how to fix it. I don't know what's causing it. That'll be on my investigations list today, but it meant going through and readjusting or resyncing all the audio that had already been done, which is weird. It's weird and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Anyway, I figured I would just use the Monday to point out how idiotic some of the people are that are in charge at the moment and remind you, again, that you can fix this in November by voting for anybody else. And that's probably not a bad thing considering how, well, idiotic this clown show seems to be. But I guess it's what we have to deal with for the next few months anyway. But on the bright side, Christopher Luxon's on holiday at the moment, because why wouldn't he be? I guess I suppose he's in Te Puke again, actually, taking his time to relax and readjust before he jumps into the urgency that is a election campaign. I personally think he's still just hiding from the fact that he heard applause at the event with Modi, because that's something he doesn't often get when he's out in public. Very strange. Anyway, that's my rambling for the morning. I've got to get on and do other things because it is still a Monday and I'm not on holiday like the Prime Minister, so I have to get some work done. Alright, until next time guys, ka kite anō. I will catch you guys all later.